We're on episode 2 of the Ultimatum, and these couples are already starting to walk on over to their new bae and forget, oh, you my ex? Anyway, who's right in front of me? Now let's get into it all from your favorite therapist right about now. Now, watching this episode as a therapist, it gave me insight once again into how people's parental trauma come into their relationships and how parents don't realize their unhealed mental health issues, insecurity, anxiety filters on down into their kids, okay? And one of those people that stood out to me was Mariah. Mariah comes off to me very to herself, very conservative, not really having a voice. Okay. Out of all the women on the show, I feel like she's one of the ones like fading to the background. And she talks a lot about her childhood and about her relationship with her mother. Okay. And we come to find out that her mom has her own, I believe, insecurities, anxieties. She said paranoia, and learning that her parents were never together. Okay. And from the age of 1 year old, she was probably going back and forth. She lived with her mom until she was 8, and then she moved on in with her daddy. Okay. And as a therapist, oftentimes when I hear about people having these divorce decrees and these situations where the kid gonna be with you on the weekends, the kid is gonna be with me every 3 days, I often think about, wow, that is some transition for a child to, for some of them, to go from seeing their parents every day to now being switched and exchanged every 3 days. And as people are putting together these agreements, these visitations, I know that they're trying to make it so that it's equity on both parts. People feel like they have equal visitation and rights to the child. But sometimes I feel like the child is forgotten about. And realistically, how much of this is going to be a burden on him, her, they, and how it is for them to every 3 days, every other weekend, have to go to my mom's house. The summers have to go to my dad's house. I'm wondering about the relationships those children have established with their schools, friends, parties, social obligations that they have to miss out on because, oh, it's my mom's weekend. Oh, it's my dad's weekend. Well, I'm with my mom Monday and Tuesdays. Wednesday and Thursdays, I'm with my daddy. And then back to my mama house Friday and Saturdays. Do people really think about how that affects a child? Because looking at Mariah, I see it. She seems to me like she doesn't have a voice. I feel like she might have some people pleaser qualities. And a lot of people have gone through similar situations with parents who are divorced, not together, their own mother, having her own issues. And you becoming that object, or you becoming the support, okay? The support animal, the support child. The mom now sees you as, you are all my comfort. And the pressure that puts on a child to show up as a parent's comfort. You see it in relationships. Going into a relationship, who am I? I have always had to be something else for other people. And it started with my mother. It may have started with your father. But looking at her, it just feels like there's a lot of things to be worked on, a lot of insecurities, confidence, self-esteem. I'm not really seeing it there. And her and the dynamic between Micah, yes, I'm going to try and get these names right this time. I'm not really seeing the chemistry here. But, let's move on to some of these other couples. Now, J.R. and Sandy. Okay, they're going to do the do. Okay. They are already... I think some of these couples, like I said in my first video, I don't know if this is a hall pass. I don't know if they was really ever really together, but it just feels like they moved on so quickly. And for JR to have been married and had his first wife cheat on him, he does appear to me like someone who has a lot of insecurities. And through his physique, through his working out, through all of this stuff, is able to kind of mask and distract from who is he behind that. Okay. He has a lot of issues to me. The way he just attaches to Sandy. Okay. Now, he said he was also interested in Ariana. Ariana, to me, is the safe pick. But once again, Ariana also, to me, has confidence and self-esteem issues. And the wild card for him is Sandy. Okay. I think he just wants to have fun. I'm not really sure if he's looking to really settle down. He's been in a relationship for 3 years, y'all. I don't really believe it. But him and Sandy just instantly connect and they start to get physical. Okay, they get a little peck. Now, do y'all believe he really didn't know what was it, two pinks and a stink? But the way he, when they were having that conversation, him and Sandy, when they were connecting, he didn't know what that meant. There was a part of me, like the look on his face seems very naive. And you bring in that he's a preacher's kid, he's been in the church. I feel like there might be a little bit of like culture dynamics here, culture clash, but then also, was he a little bit sheltered as a child? I'm still trying to figure him out, but I just don't believe what I'm seeing. I see deeper, that a lot of stuff that people just look at physically, there's a lot there. There's a lot behind the muscles and tattoos, a lot there that's empty. Okay, and the likes, the attention from women fill up them pecs, but it ain't a lot behind there. Okay, now we see them getting together, and Sandy Man is like, oh, okay, this is what we gonna do. Okay, now we see them over and over again being physical, but oftentimes when I watch these relationship shows, people start off being physical first and not focusing on the foundation and the layers, deepness, the richness of building a relationship. When you see couples go physical first, does it really work out? In a lot of these reality shows, do they really work out? I don't really think so. So I think it's going to be a very fiery season. Okay. Some people are going to go over there and be in the sheets and the cheeks and enjoying themselves. Okay. It's going to be a hot season. Now, looking at some of the other couples, let's talk about Chanel and David. David has a Jewish background. I'm not too sure about Chanel's background, but look at the different cultures here. It reminds me of a lot of these shows that you bring in different cultures and it doesn't work out. We saw Love is Blind in the UK. I've seen that on Married at First Sight. The Jewish culture, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to offend nobody or anything like that, but oftentimes they want you to convert. And there are different things related to their culture, traditions, that someone who's not Jewish, they would like you to come over and become part of their culture. If you marry someone Jewish, there are things you have to remember, food things, cultural things, that someone who's not from that culture, are they really ready for that? Okay. And David, to me, is very insecure. We talk about women being insecure, but we don't focus too much on on men being insecure. And I think the women this season are bringing a lot of their childhood trauma, a lot of their stuff from past relationships, the baggage, into these new relationships that they're trying to build. But some of the men are bringing in their insecurities. And one of those men is David. Now we see him at another cocktail party. He is crying. Okay. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but the last episode we saw, I thought the end of it was a little bit of not a fight, but a disagreement between Scotty and Ariana. And they didn't really pick up on that, or did I miss it? And then I thought David at the last episode said he was thinking about leaving, but did they not pick up on that, or did I miss something? So here we are again, and he's saying, I think I know what I want. Okay, I've seen enough. Okay, I see that you having too much of a good time. I've got all the information I need. Okay, I think I want to leave. And it's like, once again, when I watch these shows, you do know what you signed up for, right? Love is Blind, Married at First Sight, The Ultimatum. They go on these shows, and then suddenly it's like, oh, this is real. Yes. Have you not watched past seasons? Okay. Did you think your girl was going to come on here and not really find a man? Okay. Did you think that y'all wasn't really going to do nothing? Because it just feels like it's been a big shock to him to see his girl enjoying herself. I think her name is Vanessa, and how she just wants to be with somebody else, and she's enjoying herself. She's laughing. And really what bothered me also was that she wanted to be, I think it was a bodybuilder or be in some kind of fitness competition, and she did one, but her boyfriend was unhappy about it, his insecurities. Okay, so she said, I really want to do another one, but because he didn't like it, I'm choosing not to do another one. Why? Okay? If you are ever in a relationship where something you enjoy, you have a good time, as long as it's not hurting nobody physically or is a danger, I guess, why should you have to give that up? Because of your partner's insecurities? Is that really fair? To give up a part of yourself, something that you enjoy, a hobby, because your man don't like it because of his insecurities? See, Vanessa to me is a butterfly. Okay, she's social, she's outgoing, but I feel like some people have partners who don't like that shining lights that shines on you, so they try and take that light bulb out. Because I don't need everybody looking at you. Stay over here with me in the darkness. So it seems like every time Vanessa is enjoying talking to people, engaging, here he come to steal her shine. And think about your own relationships. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone that every time you shine, they had to shine too? Or every time you was shining, they came over like it had a problem and started some mess. Okay? Chaos. Okay? I'm going to dull your light because I'm so insecure that you can't shine. And that's what I'm seeing between these two people, is that he's been able to, I think, be in a relationship with her and her kind of acquiesce to his insecurities, tone herself down, tone her life down, okay, for him. And I think she's tired of doing that. And I think she is seeing that there is more out there, okay? Now, of course, we get to the switch. And a lot of these people, we kind of already knew they were established. They were starting to get to know each other. You know, J.R. and Sandy already kissed. Even on this episode at the end, we did not get to J.R. saying who he gonna choose. But y'all know it's obvious, okay? So we get to the little, the table and everybody starting, Vanessa saying her little thing. Nick is there. Let's get to the juice, okay? Now, Scotty and Zaina, not a shock. I still feel like at times Scotty says stuff that I want to see his actions. I want to see the match. Okay? Like all the things you're saying that you can't do with is her name Aria? I want to see it. Because I'm not quite seeing the words and the actions meet. Like you're saying you really want somebody who cares about you, who can be vulnerable, who you can give yourself to, who wants to be married. But at the same time, you said you can see her being a good mother, but not with you. Like something don't make sense. Okay. Now, of course, they chose each other. That was obvious. Micah and Mariah, it reminds me of Married at First Sight, where on paper, Pastor Cal is, oh, see, he's outgoing. She's more reserved. He'll be able to bring her out of her shell, make her feel like she can live. I'm not seeing it. I don't see the match. It just kind of felt like, okay, who else is going to choose me? You're the only one I talk to. Mariah's like a very quick speech. It wasn't giving, y'all. I'm just like, I don't see it. Now he's curious. He's messed with some white girls, but he never really been in a relationship with one. Him and J.R. have this little funny conversation that was kind of real. Like I ain't messed with some, but I ain't never dated none. But I just don't see it, y'all. Okay, now Chanel and David, I don't see it either. Okay, the cultural difference. He's very insecure. She seems like she's outgoing. She reminds me of his first partner. So that's why I can kind of see why he chose her. But his insecurities it's too loud. Sandy and J.R., even though we didn't see J.R. choose her, come on now. Okay. And I think the last one was Nick and Vanessa. They seem like they're a match. I like this one, okay? I see that they're both outgoing. He seems very supportive. So I'm curious to see how things progress. But some of these couples, it's not given. Okay, it's not given communication, vulnerability. What is the foundation? And every season I recap this show, and it's always those people who use physical attraction to be the foundation of their relationship. It goes nowhere, okay? Having two Scorpios get together, a fiery relationship, some toxicity will be happening, okay? Having a couple people who are very passive, it ain't gonna work. Okay. Now I'm curious to start seeing in episode 3 how the trial marriages relationship starts. Some of the little kinks, the quirks, will they just jump to being physical, or will they, try and build a foundation? Okay. What do we want the foundation of this trial relationship to be? But some of these couples just seem so gung ho on like, oh, I got a cookie and I'm ready to eat it. Okay, I don't care about the crumbs. I don't care about the cookies I had yesterday. This new cookie that Crumble came out with, yeah, that's the one. Okay, but I want to know your thoughts. What do you think this so far? These first 2 episodes is giving insecure. It's giving insecure, y'all. It ain't gonna work. But we got some more episodes to go, so make sure you like and you subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.